Hey everyone! Today we are diving into a bill that's making waves in workplace safety. A new push to abolish OSHA. Yes, you heard that right. A bill was introduced on January 10th, 2025 that aims to completely wipe out the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Now, before you either panic or celebrate, let's break down what this bill actually says, what happened last time something like this was proposed, and most importantly, what's likely to happen next. Stick around because this is going to be a wild one. If you like our YouTube videos, make sure to check out our video subscription to access over 150 video courses. Check it out at allysafety.com. Hi, I'm Rachel from Ally Safety. I'm a certified safety professional who spent my career helping companies advance safety and stay out of trouble with OSHA. I don't work for OSHA. So let's get straight into the facts of what's going on. Representative Andy Biggs, a Republican from Arizona, introduced H.R. 86 in January of 2025. This is known as the Nullify Occupational Safety and Health Administration Act, or just NOSHA for short. You get it? It's kind of like he squished the words no and OSHA together. It's kind of cute, whatever. And if you happen to be thinking, wow, that's a bold name, wait until you hear how short the actual bill is. Mr. Biggs wasted no time on flowery, unnecessary words. Let me read them to you. The Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970 is repealed. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration is abolished. And that's it. No replacement plan, no transition period, just OSHA's gone. It's actually pretty straightforward for something written in a government context. Now, this isn't the first time Biggs has tried this. In 2021, he actually introduced a similar bill after OSHA mandated COVID-19 vaccinations for private sector employees. And was OSHA overreaching with that mandate? That's actually a really fair debate. OSHA used its emergency temporary standard power to require businesses with 100 or more employees to ensure workers were either vaccinated or regularly tested. But here's the kicker. This mandate was challenged in court, and in January of 2022, the US Supreme Court blocked the rule, stating that OSHA had exceeded its authority. The court ruled that OSHA can regulate workplace hazards, but broad vaccine mandates for the general workforce went beyond its legal power. So in that case, yes, OSHA overstepped and got put back in its place. But does that mean we should completely abolish the agency? Let's take a second to look at the things OSHA has accomplished to help determine if it should be abolished. To put things into perspective, OSHA was created in 1970 under President Nixon after decades of high workplace injury and fatality rates, and unions asking for workplace safety to be regulated. Before OSHA, about 38 workers died every day on the job. Now, back then, the US population was about 205 million. Now, that number has dropped to 13 fatalities per day, despite a much larger workforce, 331 million. Is 13 fatalities per day acceptable? No. But taking population growth into account, the percentage decrease in workplace deaths per capita from 1970 to 2020 is about 78.8%. So whether or not you like OSHA as an organization, it has saved a lot of lives. So that's a quick look at OSHA's fatality track record. Now, let's look at if OSHA were abolished, does that actually mean workplace safety regulations would just disappear? Well, not quite. According to Biggs, the states and private employers should handle worker safety instead of the federal government, meaning states with their own OSHA programs like California, Oregon, and Washington would probably not really change at all. If you'd like to hear more about state-specific regulations, check out this video. But here's where critics push back. They argue that leaving safety up to individual states and businesses without federal oversight could result in higher injury and fatality rates, especially in states without their own OSHA programs, and industries like construction and manufacturing that happen to be more hazardous. If we left safety up to employers and individual states, some companies out there would probably still do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. To quote a Tyler Childers song, "I don't need the laws of man to tell me what I ought to do."
But obviously, history shows that not all companies operate this way. Before OSHA, some industries treated worker injuries and fatalities as just part of the job, and they often accepted a certain number of worker fatalities as an inevitable aspect of large projects. This concept was so ingrained that companies would factor expected fatalities into their project planning and costs. For instance, in the early 20th century, the International Association of Bridge and Structural Steel Workers reported losing 1% of its membership to workplace accidents in the fiscal year from 1911 to 1912. Additionally, a leading skyscraper construction firm admitted that during the 1920s, one worker died for every 33 hours of employment. This translates to about one fatality for every 4 working days. It's a pretty grim reminder of the significant advancements in workplace safety since then. Now, these types of employers and attitudes can be better characterized by Oliver Anthony's lyrics in Richmond, North of Richmond. Anyway, without federal oversight, there's a real risk that cost-cutting, competitive pressure, or even just simple neglect could bring back dangerous working conditions, especially in high-risk industries. So what happens next? Will this bill actually pass? To be completely honest, probably not in its current form. Right now, the bill has 0 co-sponsors, which means even other Republicans aren't really rallying behind it. It's been sent to the House Committee on Education and Workforce, but considering that a nearly identical bill from 2021 went nowhere, this one could suffer the same fate unless more enthusiasm is generated for it. So you might wonder, why even introduce the bill at all? Well, sometimes bills like this are symbolic. They're meant to spark debate, make a political statement, or rally support from certain voter bases. And sparking debate isn't really a bad thing. For example, we could probably all agree that simplifying regulations and cutting red tape could be pretty helpful. But removing all federal safety regulations may have deadly unintended consequences. The bottom line is, this bill is generating some controversy and conversation. But in all honesty, it's got a bit of an uphill battle before it can generate momentum. So we'll see where it moves forward from here. So what do you think? Should OSHA be abolished? Should states and businesses take over workplace safety? Or do we need federal oversight to keep things in check? I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more safety news and breakdowns. As always, take care and stay safe. Hi, Rachel from Ally Safety here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the Ally Safety Toolbox Talk membership at allysafety.com. There you'll find an entire library of videos that are created to make safety entertaining. I'll see you there at allysafety.com.